Man, NCAA tournament is going on. I love NCAA. Go Tar Heels. Y'all already know where I'm at. I'm there. I'm here all day long. My Tar Heels, we won the other night. We got Michigan State. But the NCAA tournament, this ain't a men's league right now. It's about the ladies. And I'm happy for the ladies. I was looking up some numbers today. And on Fox alone, the NCAA on Fox saw a 48% increase in viewership, a 60% surge in viewership all across major networks. People are tuning in to see the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reeses of the world, the Juju at USC, the entire South Carolina team, the Paige Beckers at UConn, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on because there are so many good players all across the country. And you think I'm lying, ticket prices said the same as well. Right now, the get-in for some of these games, for the get-in for men's games, $192. That's the get-in. Women's, $390. The Final Four ticket prices, I say that back. The 192 and the 390, that's for the Albany. That's for the Albany in New York. That has like USC is in there, Iowa's in there, another couple of teams in there. But to get in to watch some of those games is $390 just to get in. $390. The Final Four tickets. Right now, the Final Four to get in for the males are about $242 to get into the building. Now, you're probably going to be sitting there, Jesus, but you'll be in the building. For the ladies, the get in for the women's Final Four, $775. $775. The women are here. And I love it. And I don't know how long it's going to last because these players like Caitlin, like Angel, they're eventually going to have to go to the WNBA. And you're looking for an ushering in. Now you got Juju. She'll be here for a while because she's a freshman. She has 2 more years she has to be in women's college basketball. But I'm excited that the women's game has finally gotten the attention that it rightfully deserves. And there are more coming. There are more young ladies coming. But this is I'm happy to see this in the NCAA, that the viewership is up across major networks. The ticket prices are up because they have a brand of basketball that we want to see. They've always had a brand of basketball we want to see, but now people are finally tapped in. And some of these networks and some of these other NIL things, they're throwing money at these ladies right now because they want to keep them in college. They want to keep them in college because they're saying, we actually make more money because you're actually viewed different on the college level as far as viewership and accessibility and viewership than you are in the WNBA. Because South Carolina gets played on ESPN in primetime spots. UConn and Tennessee and those get primetime spots. You may not get that in the WNBA. If you're the Indiana Fever or you're the Connecticut Sun, y'all may not always get the primetime games. If you're the Aces, sure. They're sexy. They're good. They're athletic. They win. They have notable names. But not every team gets that. And so if you're tucked away somewhere that doesn't get the national exposure, that's pretty tough. But the other thing that I love about the NCAA is you come into the week ready to see the games, and after the first couple of hours, names that you never knew are household names. And I love the new guy, Jake. How do you say his last name? Gohlke from Oakland. By the way, many of you, like me, realize this Oakland team ain't from California. Sorry to Miss Edwards, my geography teacher back at Abraham Clark High School. I apologize. But if we being honest, and maybe a lot of y'all smarter than me, I went to a public high school and a public university. But I ain't know Oakland was in was Detroit, Michigan, somewhere? Somewhere in Detroit. I would have bet about Oakland. Okay. I remember playing Oakland we played Oakland the first round of 2005 when we won a national championship. We played Oakland in the first round. I would have bet my bottom dollar they were from California. I would have bet my bottom dollar. So like many of you, we found out about Jake. We also found out that this Oakland is not in California. But I love stories like this because this is a guy who we don't watch Oakland basketball. Oakland basketball ain't on ESPN. Oakland basketball is not being talked about. Oakland basketball is not being played at no other place than in Detroit. But here is this kid, 5th year or 6th year senior. By the way, this is the last year of this COVID year. All these guys who got these 5th and 6th years, this is done. This is done. All y'all done now. Now you ain't gonna see too many more 5th year and 6th year guys. But this guy Jake, man, they're taking on Kentucky. Another sidebar. Nobody has done less with more than John Calipari. Holy moly guacamole. I'm not one that wants to see folks lose their jobs, but you think about the talent since about 2008 or 9 when he took over at Kentucky. He talks about how much money the players make in the NBA. He got 1 championship, 2012, and that team had 8 NBA players on it. I think Devin Booker came off the bench. I'm for real. But Jake hit 10 3-pointers last night, 30 points. It took 3 dribbles. 3 total dribbles. That's Klay Thompson-esque. Klay Thompson scored 61 and took 11 dribbles. But this is the story where you come out and this kid was white hot last night. But I love these stories because every single year there's a team, there's a player, whether it's Florida Gulf Coast, whether it's Shaheem Holloway in St. Peter's, or whether it's, Loyola Marymount, Loyola Chicago, and Sister Mary Clarence. I don't know if that's her real name, but you find out these people who we did not know come from these universities that we do not watch, and they get on this great stage and they have a showing of the lifetime. And Jake even said, he goes, I'll probably never play in the NBA. He goes, but I can play with those guys. And he showed you last night against Kentucky where he went off for a fantastic performance. But that's what I love about the NCAA. It's one of those things where it's always going to be someone or some team that we did not know that we now know. All right, man, I'm getting up out of here. We got to go because I'm tired.